stop eating this. Okay, it's 6:01. Please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are now in order, in session. Privilege of the floor. We have one guest tonight, Richard Edsall.
I'll be quick and short. Despite a phone call from you, I have received no letter or correspondence on my letter that was submitted to the town board on 4/19/12. Third time we've been around asking the same question. So what this indicates to me, because we're beyond the date that I gave, and beyond the date that you said I would receive such correspondence, that I must be correct in my assumption that my permit is indeed valid, and I can move ahead with my project if I should so decide. That's all I have to say. Have a great evening.
I might comment.
Would listen to your comment.
You haven't heard from me from this point of
You
view.
gave me a phone call, and we just couldn't meet up, and then you said I would receive a letter by Wednesday.
You're right. And if you come to the office, we will talk about it, and I will discuss the whole thing with you. I'm not going to discuss it here.
With all fairness, without offending anyone, all right, unilaterally, you cannot act on your own in this matter. And if we put 3 people in the room, the bloggers will beat us all up for having an illegal meeting. I would consider a meeting with at least one other board member there, but I will not meet. There's no point in you and I just meeting, because we'll agree to everything and then nothing will happen.
Fine.
But we can't have 3.
My guess, I'll find a volunteer here, one, on the board to sit with me.
All right.
And you may bring a representative.
Well, right now I'm not
or
bringing anybody, because I basically, in an effort to kind of put this thing to bed for the benefit of everybody, gave the town of Cape Vincent an out when I gave you that letter. You chose not to take it, because you could have said, I gave you 2 ways to get around this. The first one is, and I stick with this, you don't legally have the right to cancel a permit as a town supervisor. There was no town board action taken, so you can't even fall back on that. Now, I would think that the representative from the county planning board would have jumped in on that, all right, and pointed out, you just don't have that legal, right? If it should have gone, all right, it went to the zoning enforcement officer, and then if you weren't happy with it, it should have gone to a zoning board of appeals hearing, because I have the right to be heard in court. This is a court. You're unilaterally deciding that I don't have this right. You can't do it, okay? The issue is not whether or not I go ahead. The issue is, are you guys going to follow town law? And if you're not going to do it, the bigger question comes up in my mind. If I were to go and get a permit to put up a pole barn on the Valley Road, and it's a legitimate permit, or a log cabin, or a house, do I have to wait? How long do I have to wait before I'm sure I can start construction to be sure that somebody who doesn't like me is going to come to you and convince you to send me a letter saying that permit is no good? The issue is not do this or not do this. I personally don't care, but I'm not going to be told that if I have a legal right to do something, not to do it without having some recourse. And there's a section of town law that gives me the recourse and the challenger. If you're not going to follow the law, then I won't follow the law, and we'll all go to court and waste everybody's money. All right? The second thing is, I gave you guys an out saying that I'm really willing to compromise on this. You can say, you're right and I'm wrong, if you could show me, and I'll say I made a mistake, and I'll back off it. Or you can say, you're wrong and you're sorry, and I'll back off it. But if you don't say anything, you got a problem. People sometimes have said that I get a little hot-headed. That's not true. I just get a little louder.
I'll be in the office tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I have to be in Utica tomorrow, but I will call. In all fairness to everybody, my schedule gets booked out pretty far. I will call and set up something in a couple of weeks. It's the best I can do.
Okay,
And I'll give you enough advance notice.
good.
All right?
Yep.
But I just want to make it clear, we're not fighting over the turbine. I really don't care. I got a lot of land I can put it on. Why Mr. Ludinsky would let me put it up next to him. Nobody really cares. Well, I won't. I got a lot of other land. Don't worry about it. All right? But you're going to follow the law.
I understand.
Does any of the board members have a question of me? I'm here. This is the time. Put it out in the open.
No. Any other speakers? Thank you. Okay. Approval of the minutes of the last meeting, April 23rd, April 19th. So moved. Okay, do I have a second?
Second?
Okay. Comments, corrections, omissions? In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. County legislator.